So let's talk about the 5% Pro perk that Uber is now giving drivers. It started as Advantage versus Standard, and then they decided to repackage all of Uber Pro and put the 5% Pro perk or Advantage mode into one program. And let's talk about, are you really making more money, or is it just a 5% trap? Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to the Rideshare Guy. And that's right, we're talking Uber Pay. We're talking about driver pay, and we're talking about a 5% Pro perk that Uber is trying to sell you as, hey, you're gonna make 5% more. But in reality, are you really? So we're gonna break down why I'm making this video and what's going on with that. If you're actually going to make more money or not with the 5% Pro perk, or it's just smoke and mirrors to try to get you to accept more for a less price. So first off, let's talk about what is the Pro perk, why did it come around, what's going on. So a couple of years ago, Uber came out with something called upfront fares. We all love upfront fares because we see the pickup and the drop off, we know the mileage and how much you're going to make. I just made a video recently talking about when it comes to this upfront fare that it's tied to nothing. So there's no time and there's no distance rates associated with it. They could just arbitrarily pull a number in and that's what you get paid. And some trips that are very similar in terms of mileage to pick up and mileage to drop off and time have wildly different pays. And there's no sense to it. So what are they looking at? What's going on there? But one of the big things is now you know the pickup to drop off, how much you're getting paid, time, all of that good stuff. So what happened was Uber decided, hey, this is how we're going to show it to you. And drivers were smart and said, we're not taking those rides because it's not worth it for me. That's not a good price. There's no way I'm taking it. So what happened? Well, acceptance rates started to decline naturally. And what happened from that is Uber is in a scramble to try to get acceptance rates up, because if customers aren't getting picked up and they're seeing this little spinner going, which is called the spinner time, for the time that they order a ride to the time that they actually get a driver, and that spinner keeps going and going and going, they're not happy. So what does Uber have to do? Well, they're not raising rates, sort of. And so we're going to talk about that. But you welcome in this Advantage Standard mode. And this was a way to try to get drivers to at least have a 25% acceptance rate. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, when drivers are at 2, 3, 10% acceptance rate, which means they're declining so many rides versus what they're actually taking, then you could see that that's a massive problem. And so they came up with this Advantage Standard mode. And in an Advantage mode, you would get more exclusive requests. You'd also get a 5% Advantage perk to the pay that you would get. But as I said before, is it really going to be more or not? Because they just pull arbitrary numbers. And we've seen it before here that we've shown screenshots that show that they have completely manipulated the base fare in order to get the fare lower. And this is usually with high surge rides. They'll manipulate the base fare to where it's very low or sometimes actually negative. So what's going on here? It's definitely manipulation. And of course, this 5% extra that they're saying could be the exact same thing. So a driver who is not as an Advantage and they're actually in standard mode should see a ride come in at 5% less when the Advantage counterpart gets the same exact ride. But do we actually see that? We don't know, because it's very hard to test things like that. We can try that, but in reality, it's not. So why am I making this video when it sounds like, hey, you're going to make 5% more for being in standard versus Advantage and this Pro perk, and why is that? Well, we just talked about this on Show Me the Money Club on Tuesday, talking about the fine print. And you always got to read the fine print. And what this really got me thinking was how disingenuous this actually is, and how it's just trying to get you to accept more and probably accept more for less. And so what I'm putting on the screen right now, what you can see is the fine print of this Uber Pro perk of 5%. So what you can see where it's highlighted says Uber does not guarantee drivers will experience higher earnings than earnings received prior to the launch of the 5% Pro perk. And of course, it's subject to change at Uber's discretion. So they could change it at any point, and they always move the goalposts. We've always seen Uber Pro always change, and it's never in the benefit of the drivers. It's always to make it harder or more complex or more of a game, and it's not really benefiting drivers. And of course, this is the exact same thing. So Uber puts this in here because it's true. You might get 5% more per ride, possibly. That's debatable whether you believe that or not, or if there's some manipulation going in there, but that's a whole different topic. The big thing is they're telling you that even though we're giving you 5% more, you may not actually earn more. Now, they're saying that you're talking about like earnings. So let's take a look at weekly earnings. What are you making weekly versus what are you making per ride? That could be completely different. So are you going to get 5% more on the Pro Perk because of you're getting a 5% Pro Perk and you think that, hey, my weekly earnings are going to actually increase by 5%? No, that's not how it works. You have to keep an acceptance rate. You have to be below a certain threshold when it comes to cancellation rate. And you also have to have a high smooth cruiser report. So you're actually fighting a few different things in order just to get that Pro Perk. Plus the other criteria that you need to hit, whether it's gold, diamond, platinum, etc., in order to get this Pro Perk. So that actually means that you'll have to take more rides and accept more rides that you might not want to because it's not worth it. So you might be like thinking to yourself, hey, this ride came in, but I don't really want to take it. I know what my costs are to drive and this is below that threshold, but I got to get that 5%. Or they're taking the unassuming driver and saying, hey, all you got to do is get this thresholds and you get 5% more. It's a 5% Pro Perk. But again, in the fine print, it says it doesn't guarantee that you're going to earn more, and likely that. So if you're going to accept more rides at a lower cost, you are definitely not going to be making more. But how do you fix that? How do you not fall into this trap? And why are smart drivers choosing to ignore Uber's plea, please take more rides? And that's simple. They're continuing to cherry pick. You get a ride that comes in, you say, hey, this ain't worth it for me. You know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to wait. And then another ride comes in, maybe a little better, maybe not, but you still choose to decline that ride. Then that third ride, fourth ride, fifth ride, whatever it might be, comes in, you're like, there it is. That's the one I'm taking. So you accept it and you take that ride and you earn the money that it is. So maybe you're making double what the other rides were making when it came to the per mile or per time basis. And, that's the whole thing when it comes to upfront fares. The algorithm is in charge of the pay, and you don't necessarily know what that's going to look like. It's not tied to anything. Like I said in the other video, it would be great to have upfront fares tied to the mileage and time distance rates because then everything is according. So anything when it comes to surge, anything when it comes to the 5% Pro Perk, then at that point, you have a concrete basis and you can actually make sure that you are getting more. And then every ride is essentially going to be accounted for when it comes to time and distance rates. Obviously, keeping the upfront information, meaning the pickup, the drop off, and all of that great information that we all have come accustomed to with upfront fares. But like I said, Uber's plea is to accept more, please. And they don't necessarily mean that they're going to pay you more. So cherry picking is still king, and cherry picking is still the smart man's way or the smart woman's way of actually making more money in less time, because you're actually taking rides that are going to be worth it versus rides that are not necessarily worth it, that you might just be forced to take because you want to hit that criteria for a 5% pay increase, which sounds great. But what is 5% really? Sergio put it best on Tuesday. He said, 5% on $1 is 5 cents. So instead of making that $1, you're making $1.05. So would you choose to take rides that are worth it, or would you want to be forced to take rides that you might not want to just for that 5 cents extra $1? It doesn't make necessarily smart financial decision. And that's one of the things that you need to look at this as. You need to look at it as a business. You need to look at it as, are you profitable or not? And if you're not profitable, don't take the ride. If you are profitable, take the ride. Obviously, there are some caveats to that and there are some exceptions, but when it comes to the base of everything. Make sure the ride that you are choosing is going to be profitable or going to put you in a better position than if you wouldn't have accepted a ride in the first place or accepted a low-paying ride. So when it comes down to it, always read the fine print, because 5% sounds great on paper, but it doesn't translate into real world earnings. And you know what? We've already talked to several drivers on top of it who don't fall for this, and they're making more money in less time, in less miles than doing something like this with the counterpart. And they say, hey, you know what? I'm blue. And it is what it is. And I'm still making more. I'm still making good money, but I don't have that 5% and I don't need to worry about it. So again, this is a game that they want you to play. The smart thing though is just don't fall for it. Don't fall for the trap. If you are at that threshold though of being able to still continue to operate profitably and actually get the 5%, hey, even better. Then maybe you're making a little bit more. But as I said earlier, you don't necessarily know if that 5% has been manipulated or not. We have to accept it at their word. And you know what? I've seen time and time again that their word is not that worthful when it comes to what they're saying. So reality is, Uber does things for Uber's benefit. They don't do it for your benefit. You have to drive for your benefit, not Uber's benefit. All right, so I want to know, what do you think about this? Do you think I'm just ranting and, talking crap, or do you think that this actually makes sense by taking rides that are profitable versus not when it comes to this 5%? And of course, I want to know, are you getting the 5% Pro Perk or Advantage versus Standard? And lastly, I want to know, have you tried getting an Advantage or the 5% Pro Perk, and then have you started cherry picking and seen what the difference is? How much are you making versus each other? Are you making more doing cherry picking? Are you making more doing the 5%? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, if you want to know what the pay is when it comes to how much you could make driving Uber in 2026, check out this video right here where I just talked about that and given you an updated list on, what the range is and how you can boost your earnings to make sure that you are making at the top end of that threshold versus something that is at the bottom. And we'll see you in the next one.